Travel basics and tips for visiting Singapore. I'm Chris, this is Yellow Productions. I do travel guides that are fun, informative, and entertaining. I have a series on Singapore about all the places you might want to see, do, and things to eat. If you're interested in those, you can find them in links in the description. But in this video, I'll just give you some general basics about visiting Singapore so you understand what you're getting into. And I've got these basics divided into 6 different areas along with tips in each one. And if you're wondering what this is, well, there's some notes that I wrote to make sure I keep myself on track and I tell you all the basics and tips that I want to tell you. So the things we're going to talk about, first we're going to talk about weather, then we're going to talk about the language, money, safety and laws, food, and public transportation. So we'll begin with the weather. Singapore is hot and humid. It's actually not just hot and humid, it's really hot and humid. So dress appropriately. Singapore is 1 degree off the equator, so it's hot pretty much all year round. The weather doesn't change all that much. Your only reprieve from the heat is going to be on days when it's partially cloudy. Today's a good example of that, or days when it's a little bit rainy. And actually the rain will be your friend. One of the things I'll tell you, and this is kind of a tip related to dressing, is don't just dress cool, but dress in clothes that dry quickly. I love cotton t-shirts. I always wear a Yellow Productions cotton t-shirt wherever I go. I do not wear it when I come to Singapore because it gets wet from the rain and my sweat, and then it never dries. And that really stinks, literally. So I like to wear these shirts from Ex Officio. There's a bunch of companies that make these types of shirts. They dry really quickly. They also have quick drying underwear. That's probably a little more information than you want to know, but there you go. The other things I'll tell you to bring with you, make sure you wear sunscreen because it's sunny and really hot. And always carry a little umbrella. It's good to probably get a little travel umbrella like this. Keep it with you because the downpours can be pretty sudden. There's usually some partial % chance of rain all the time of the year, every day that you're here. So don't get caught without it. And frankly, some people wear those rain jackets, like those plastic bag things that you put over yourself. Oh my God, those are awful here because it's so hot and humid. You'll end up being just as wet inside from your sweat as if you just got in the rain. Okay, number 2, let's talk about the language in Singapore. Singapore has 4 official languages that include English, Mandarin, Malay, and an Indian language, but the official language is English. You'll find everybody here pretty well speaks English. The question is it an English that you understand? English in Singapore is often referred to as Singlish because they add a lot of Chinese words into their English and add a lot of extra words at the end for emphasis. Like, hey, this line at the hawker center is really busy, la. And the la is a emphasis type word. So they have a bunch of those words. You can look up Singlish, read all about it, but you'll definitely hear it when you get here. By the way, something I forgot to mention in the weather section is it's hot, and I usually carry a towel from the hotel to wipe off my sweat because it really is that hot. But instead, we'll use my sleeve on this self-drying shirt. Okay, next, let's talk about money. They kind of look like this. The Singapore dollar at the time that I did my video, the exchange rate was about $1.50 US to 1 Singapore dollar. While Singapore is a really modern city, a lot of it is still cash-based, so it's really important to have cash in Singapore. Most of the major stores will take credit cards, but many stalls at hawker centers won't, and taxis kind of hit or miss with credit cards. And if taxis do take credit cards, they will often charge you a 10% surcharge for using your credit card in the taxi. So bring money. And my tip related to bringing money is avoid all of the exchange counters. Don't go to that exchange counter in the airport or the shady exchange counters on Orchard Road. Get money from an ATM. Bring your ATM card. The ATMs here in Singapore will give you the best exchange rate, much better than the exchange counters will. Might be a good idea to let your bank know that you're traveling so that they don't deny your claims when you get here. All right, so that's money. Next tip. We're going to talk about safety and laws kind of together. One of the things is that Singapore is a country of rules and a country of laws, and you should follow them. They have a lot of interesting laws, like chewing gum is illegal. Don't even bring it into the country with you. Durians, fruit is illegal to take on the subway. It is a really big fine if you take a durian on the subway. So make sure you follow the rules, don't jaywalk, don't do a lot of things like that. You will get a big hefty ticket and that's no good. But because of all those rules, Singapore is quite safe. So you don't really have to worry about your personal safety walking around. Actually, you'll see in hawker centers, people will often put their purse down to save their table, and guess what? Their purse stays there for them to come back. I might not advise you to do that because actually their biggest crimes are petty crimes, which are things like pickpocketing. Still worthwhile to be aware. Okay, next one, food. Food, Singapore is a foodie destination. And you really don't have to worry about getting sick here in Singapore because the food here is awesome, clean, and if you eat at the hawker centers or food courts, cheap. Don't think you have to go to high-end restaurants to get the best food, and actually my tip is to tell you that really the best food is in the hawker centers. And my second tip is if you don't like heat, then go to food courts. You'll pay a little more and the food might not be quite as good, but still pretty good, and you'll be in air-conditioned comfort. I got a whole video on the best hawker centers and the best food courts in Singapore, so you can check those out in the description for more information on that. And the final section is to talk about public transportation. Public transportation also in Singapore is fast, clean, efficient, relatively cheap. They have an MRT, their Metro Rapid Transit or Mass Rapid Transit. That's their equivalent of a subway. And it goes almost anywhere you would want to go as a tourist. They recently connected Changi Airport to the city. You do have to transfer once if you're going to the city center. What I will tell you about riding the MRT is make sure you buy a EZLINK card. You can buy tickets per ride, but it's much cheaper. It's almost half the price if you use the EZLINK card for tickets. It's about a 10 to 12 Singaporean dollar deposit. You just load it up and tap it in when you go on and go off. The rides are so cheap. One ride cost me 82 cents last night. So that's too cheap not to use it. I use it even if it saves me 5 minutes of walking. And they come all the time. So definitely take the MRT. The hours of the MRT, they open at 6 a.m. and they close at midnight. So now you're gonna say, well, what do I do between the hours of 6 and midnight? Well, then you're gonna take a taxi. Taxis are also relatively easy to come by and relatively inexpensive unless you are riding them at night. They have a lot of hidden surcharges on taxis if you're riding at peak times, you're riding at night, and at night they charge a 50-cent additional charge to ride the taxi. There's also buses, but I think you'll find that a combination of taxis and MRT will get you almost anywhere you need to go. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it didn't get too fogged up while I was talking. And if you enjoyed this video and you'd like to see more videos like it every Sunday, then please consider subscribing or following me on Facebook, Twitter, Google+. Links in the description below. Or you might enjoy watching some of my other Singapore videos. Check out the links in the description. All right, bye-bye.